and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 24.
Well, much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock's. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
You want to talk about a driven player, partner. This guy is absolutely that person. He doesn't just have goals in this game. He wants to be remembered among the best to play the position, and he treats every game as an audition for that. It's a lofty goal to set for yourself, but we've seen his drive lead to some impressive games from him. Perhaps another one is in store today.
Singletary to get the drive started. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. But you look at this defense. They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Working the middle of the field, and he's got him there. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. Big sigh of relief.
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So out come the Cardinals and their offense in great starting field position. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
He may go back to the home and have a little discussion with his passer. Maybe you don't have to leave me quite that much. But on that play, bailed him out in a big way, didn't he?
He did indeed. Hey, at least he gets to put it on the highlight reel. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. Got an open man. It's Washington. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards down to the 13. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And from the gun, here's Abanikanda. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Israel Abanikanda with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Cardinals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. The Cardinals setting out to kick this one away, and off we go. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run from Achane. There he goes, right side, inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. His 9th rushing touchdown on the year, number 12 overall. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and we are tied at 7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Striker, 3-3. Ready.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Darnell Washington, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. It really doesn't get much easier than the last drive. One play, and they took it all the way to the house on the touchdown run.
And you know how many times we talk about that's exactly how they drew it up, because essentially every play that's drawn up in an offensive playbook, if everyone does their job perfectly, should go for a touchdown, right? That's one that actually did. Give a little credit to those big fellows up front, too. They sprang their man for not only a big gain, but 6 points.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to pass. Tua. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You look at this Arizona defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people. Put them on the ground.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
Here's a 2nd and 5. On play action, Lance. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Flushed out right. That is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 36. Play action. Now it's Lance. Complete to Washington. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. The give now to Abanikanda. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Lance going to sneak it, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Trey Lance scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Cardinals go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Miami set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. This one completes a Tunyon underneath. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Up the middle, Achane. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Tua. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as he'll get this up to midfield. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 2nd quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And that will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
On 2nd down, it's Abanikanda. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Cardinals at 8-6 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jalen Phillips in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Going up top. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And now off to the races down the right side. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Open man is Hill. He's got it. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2.
44. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the gun, it's Tua. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, Field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
Here's 2nd and 10. And Lance now to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
First down, Arizona.
Lance looking to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Cardinals are able to extend their lead.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's a gain of 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. B.J. Ojulari. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Pushing his way through. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and the deficit will hold pat at 13.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They'll run the screen with Mitchell. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half.
And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Tua now on 1st down. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On play action, here's Tua. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Tua, a final shot before half. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gooden, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold him.
Look at the big man rumble. He's on his way.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
Darnell Washington
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Cardinals come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Tua going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going. And that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Let's go. A gain of 7. First down, Cardinals.
Abanikanda on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing, Tune. Flush to his right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
On 2nd down, Tua. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Tua sets up to pass it. And going deep for Hill.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Now, I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity to take that shot there. But obviously that's not going to help. A tough play for them as they're trying to make their way back.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Here's Tune to throw it. That is caught.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A 3rd down gain of 19 from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw, Tune.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. That throw into the arms of Allen, and he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The Cardinal passing game died.
Mike McDaniel, he's going to ask him to take a closer look at this. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On the handoff, Abanikanda.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Tune.
That'll be caught. It's Cup. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. On the ground, it's Abanikanda.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here's Tune.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, #1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
90 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 2nd down and 4.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now 1 yard to go on third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Taken right around the 44. Oh, nice move. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
And Tune to throw it now. Open man on the comeback route. That's Cup.
That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Tune.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Tune gonna throw it.
Sliding out of the pocket. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Mitchell diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here. And we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Douglas, the man in motion. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
That's complete. Demario Douglas with it.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks.
And he is going to have the Cardinals 1st down as they get 4 there on 4th and inches.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it's good enough for an Arizona 1st. They'll try the left side. Raymond, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19.
Check. Bobcat.
They'll keep it on the ground. Raymond. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Here we go, set.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And it was a game where they were off and running in the 1st quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term